Come on, Jizz. Ah, finish that. Make a damn layup.
But it all began on the Lions ball turnover at the other end. Yeah, because that could have been a foul call. Suarez was in traffic. Looked like Lukosius bumped him. But watch this effort by Cincinnati. Terrific job by Daniel Skillings. He not only second jumped, he third jumped. Porter Moser making his case to Brooks Wells that there was contact that caused Suarez to make that bad pass. Listen, these guys have been great tonight. I thought that could have easily been called a foul. Defender was really never set in my mind. But nobody's shooting 100% from the free throw line either, so. Well, Cincinnati was 5 for 5. Now they're 5 of 6. All their free throws have come here in the second half. Sooners are 22 of 25. They've shot 20 free throws here in the second half. And they've gone to them. Remember we said in the first half you attack those shot blockers. That's what they've done. James getting a blow. Thomas back in. Josh Reed, the defensive specialist, back in.
All right, let's do this, everyone. Welcome in. Oklahoma at the line, which they've been at a lot in the last few minutes. We'll get into this. One of the big storylines is Oklahoma's been fouled on a three-point shot 4 times in the second half. And not just in the second half, but in the last, 8 minutes of the game. 4 times. Let's get this light in. There we go. 64-61 Cincinnati, a minute 50 to go. Season rides on this. I know I've been saying this since really the Iowa State game, but this time it's 1,000% official. You can't go 7-11 and get in the tournament. Cats have played great, aside from those fouls. Day Thomas, top of the key. Now Simas Lukosius, who resets things, right side, back to the top of the key. It's Lukosius. Gets a screen from Bendega, looks for him. Instead, right wing, Reed, and there's a foul called. All right. Uzan's fouled out, only had 2 points in the game. Cats did a great job on him. He was 1 of 10, so he's gone with his 5th foul. Foul trouble for Cincinnati. Dan Skillings is fouled out of the game. He had 13 points and 9 rebounds. A sneaky storyline that I didn't even know he fouled out of the game, trying to set up this equipment. And Day Thomas has 4. Aside from that, the Cats are okay. Another storyline, Victor Locken did not play in this one. Welcome, Houdini. How we feeling right now? 90 seconds to go.
Hey, we're up 3. I don't know if we're on the same. So you're at what? 129, 128.
Lukosius at the line, getting ready to shoot the first.
We've been in worse spots. I feel pretty good, but I mean it's a foul fest. I don't know if Oklahoma scored a basket in the last 10 minutes, but let's finish it out, man.
Doesn't feel like it, does it? They've shot 27 free throws. Oh, my goodness, and they've hit 24 of them. We talk about this almost every show, Houdini. Like, when are the Cats going to have a team that can go 24 or 27 from the line? Cats are 7 of 8. I mean, we'll take it.
Yeah, not in our lifetime, Chuck. We get into the 20s, we're not hitting 24 of 28. It's just never going to happen.
New coaches, new arenas, new conferences. It doesn't matter. It's just part of our culture, right?
It sure seems like it. All right, Lukosius hit both. We're up 5.
I'm ahead of you this time.
Shit.
It's okay. I had to deal with it last time. Leads to a better reaction. All right, so here comes Oklahoma. A fresh 30 seconds of the shot clock, down 5 in their home arena that has been silent tonight. Sounds like a funeral home. OU to the bucket. Nice strip, Josh Reed. I'll tell you what, the strip has been the, I'd say it's the undervalued turning point of this game. 2 Day Thomas strips. You know which 2 I'm talking about. The one at the end of the first half that stopped the bleeding, and then one in the second half where UC was up 5. OU was going in for a 2-on-1, and there was a strip that led to 3 the other way. Strong take and one, Oklahoma.
Jesus. All right, I'm back. I'm caught up with you.
Another foul.
Oh, all right, they're down 3. They're gonna cut this to 1. This is what they do. This is what they do to us. I don't know why I anticipate anything else.
That's why there's no reason to go on the air at the under 4 timeout, right?
Call.
Oh, there have been a lot of bullshit calls.
Come on, what are you looking at?
Ticky-tack. Ticky-tack. They want this Oklahoma team in the tournament. And I'll tell you what, Oklahoma does not have much more of an impressive resume than Cincinnati. They falter down the stretch. These 2 could be fighting for that bid. They're in pretty good shape right now, but they haven't looked great late. They're now 7-9 in the Big 12, but they're down 2. 66-64 Cincinnati. Here comes Day Thomas with a 2-point lead on the road. Season's on the line. And the 2,000 fans in Norman are up on their feet. I don't know if that's hyperbole.
Senior night, looks like there's nobody in the damn gym.
Nobody.
All right, come on.
Come on, Jizzle. Not Reed. Josh Reed. Taking it. Spinning all over the place. Fires one up, and he missed it. That's not Reed. That's Newman.
That's Newman. 2-point game.
OU has it down 2, 34 seconds to go. And Porter Moser wants a timeout. Houdini metrics, man. How we feeling? It's about 50-50, I'd say.
It really is. It's 50-50. I just hope to God we don't foul on a 3. At this point, I think, 4? It's got to be a record for a game. I think 4 fouls on 3-point shots. So hopefully we get one of those timely steals, strip steals that we were talking about, man. We could use one. But, God, every time, man, 2-point game. Unbelievable.
Dan Skilling's not being in the game either is kind of an underlooked storyline that we're not talking about right now because he was playing great.
I think that's an injury issue. I mean, what?
What are you talking about?
His rebounding alone is critical. I mean, come on.
Injury issue? No, he fouled out, brother.
Oh, is he out? I'm trying to set up the damn thing. When did he get his 5th?
Must have been a little bit ago. That's something we haven't had to deal with at all this year. Foul outs.
Seriously, I think Aziz fouled out 1 or 2.
Maybe Locken against Baylor.
Oh, Locken. Yeah, Locken definitely fouled out of 1.
That hurts, though, especially going to overtime here. You got to win this one in regulation. It's as simple as that. Jizzle James has been great.
No,
he has 14 off the bench. Jizzle's been a stud in the second half, 6 of 11. We'll get into that in just a bit. Topics. Hopefully these are the topics if the Bearcats can pull it out. No quit Cats, a Norman no-show from their fans. John Newman's 3-point contest. We'll get into that. I still see a light, win or lose. And then senior night, West Virginia's up next. Hopefully it's a game that has some hype to it. Bearcats need to pull it out. Here OU goes. Right side inbound. Down 2, 30 seconds left. Lock up. Slap the floor. Seamoss guarding.
What the hell are they doing? They're taking a lot of time, man.
Strong take. Missed it. Tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with OU. 18 seconds to go. OU has it down 2.
Come on.
Every game, man. The Cardiac Cats. Why do they do this to us? What's up, Natty Ron? Spurlock, how we doing? Wallace, welcome. Gatto, Lindsay, the crew. Good to see you. Go Cats. 18 seconds. They're reviewing this, right?
They're going to review it.
Let's
see.
Ooh. Tough to tell. Let's see it again.
They're not going to reverse it.
Let's see. Hold on. Second angle. It's close.
That looks
close.
Like it's off 14. Come on.
It's close.
The refs haven't been on our side today. I highly doubt at home on senior night, God forbid, that they would reverse this. But I actually think that was off Oklahoma. Will they reverse it? Doubt it. It's close.
Only time will tell.
God,
Cats are shooting 41%. They're 6 of 25 from 3. They've launched up 3 after 3. Skillings was 0 of 6. Newman 2 of 8 in the game. Those two just had open 3 after open 3 and can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. But the Cats have been up 14 multiple times in this game, double digits throughout. Felt like a lot of these games that they've blown. Central Florida, or West Virginia rather, being one of them. And almost that last game felt a little like this. It'll stay
here.
That
looks pretty clear it's off 14. That's bullshit.
They're saying it stays here.
This guy.
Not enough to overturn it.
That's the problem with being behind on the stream. All right, let's get a stop. One stop.
No fouls. 19.4 on the clock. The Bearcats are one stop away from some light. A little bit of light. Slight heartbeat. $19 ticks to go. They get a 3, and they hit it. Oh, no. Oh, God, I hate this team. Oklahoma 67, Cincinnati 66, 17 seconds to go. It's absurd. It's absurd.
I'm going to have to go to the other room. I'm behind like 10 seconds. I was hoping to God that was a sick joke. God, dude.
What is the matter with this team? Close it out! Close it out! I get it. They're young, Houdini. You've mentioned. Young team. They don't know how to win yet. But God forbid. Cincinnati has control left and right. They should be up 16 points in this game. And that's not an exaggeration. They should be up 16 points in this game. CJ Anthony should be checking in, and we should be having a happy post-game show. Instead, you'd imagine they're dialing up something for Simas Lukosius here, considering he's taken just about every shot that has importance when a game is on the line. And now the strobe lights are playing in Norman for no one. This is a sick joke, Houdini. This is a sick joke.
This is gonna hurt. Are you kidding me? You're right. They should have been up 20, 25 points. They kept letting them creep back in. Then they kept making the big shot when they needed to. And I'm hoping to God we can do it again. But holy hell, man. I can't live like this.
It's not good for our health. It's not good. And after this, I'm probably going to go downstairs and guzzle down a Pop-Tart. Not healthy. And the Sooner dog is dancing, whatever the hell that thing is. All right. They're ISOing Jizzle James right now. And Simas Lukosius enters the frame. Is that the recipe, Houdini? And I could go back 15 seconds to get on your level here, but I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to deal with my reaction.
Oh, my God.
Just accept it. Just accept it, baby. We're going to will this to victory. All right, Day-Day and Jizzle on the floor. Jizzle inbounds to Day-Day. Here come the Cats with 15 seconds to go. We're at 10 seconds. Day-Day's near midcourt. Lukosius, top of the key. No, KSR, I don't want to listen to your podcast. Lukosius, pull up, elbow. Missed it. Foul underneath the basket. 1.5 seconds to go. It's a 1-and-1, and Aziz Bandago is going to the line. Oh! Is that who it is? Is that who they fouled?
Chuck, my phone, all of a sudden, my feed is screwed up. I'm
watching
a commercial of ESPN Plus.
It's Bandago.
Who is it?
It's Bandago with 1.5 to go.
All right.
1-and-1.
All right, oh, shit. I'm going to listen to you, dude.
Oh, my God.
He's got Bandego can knock some stuff down every now and again. Just hit the first.
My happiness lies on 21-year-old Aziz Bandego, a transfer from Utah Valley, who earlier in the year I was playing the Kid Cudi, Mr. Rager. Aziz Bandego, Aziz Bandego. I was screaming, Yost! I was screaming, Yost. So excited to get this guy back, and now he has a chance to save the season.
Not a bad look for CMOS. I just got to see it. Damn.
What commercial did they throw up for you there? That's tough.
Dude, it was unbelievable. They just kept replaying. It was like Peyton Manning, Steph Curry, and then some soccer player running around. I'm like, dude, this is the biggest game of my life. Can we get Peyton Manning's big noggin off the damn screen? But we're back.
What are they reviewing here? I guess time on the clock.
I'm
1.5 seconds to go.
Clearly got thrown.
Yeah. Oh, God. Chat, how we
are we
feeling right now? Chat, how we
Are we
feeling?
positive it's a 1-1?
It's a 1-1. Ref gave one of these.
Gotta be
I mean, how many
shitting me.
fouls? It says we're in double bonus.
Well, I know. I don't know if they just flipped it at the last second, like after we fouled. Like now we're in the double bonus. They screw with you sometimes like that.
Well, let's look at the team fouls real quick. Let's give the people real journalism on the fly. I guess it doesn't say second half. All right, we're going to assume it's a 1-1. Aziz Bandego at the line. Just hit the first, Aziz. I know I said no overtime, A, because this is going to be a 2-hour stream, and B, because the Cats won't have Dan Skillings for overtime, but this is it. A ruckus crowd of 3,100 in Norman, Oklahoma. In the backdrop, Aziz Bandego spins, dribbles, missed the first. It's 2 shots.
It's a double. God! It wasn't even close. Come on, Aziz. That wasn't even close.
Aziz! Please. Oh, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, mom's spaghetti. But he's calm and ready. Hit it! He sunk it!
He's cold-blooded, Aziz. All right, get a stop. 3 seconds.
All right.
All right, timeout again.
What are we going to do? I mean, what are we going to do for the entire overtime? That's the issue here. I guess let's get there first with 3.4 to go, and we'll figure out some programming.
Yeah, I need to get a freaking TV in here.
We'll
That's
play
what
the
I
chatter. We'll
desperately
play
need
the
to
new
do.
chatter intro video. Is what we'll do. We'll show the people what we've been cooking.
No,
and,
let's Chuck. Don't even talk about what's happening in overtime. Okay, we got 3 seconds left. If you know anything about this team, we are very capable of making a very dumb decision here and fouling, something along those lines. So let's get a defensive possession. Let's get there.
You're not lying. Oh, this game is electric, man. I mean, the script writers can't even dream that up. Aziz Bandego fouled underneath after Lukosius, and I said Lukosius was going to take the game-winning shot because that's what he does. Bandego's fouled down low after the whistle has gone Oklahoma's way the entire time. Bandego goes to the line. The broadcasters have no idea whether it's a 1-1 or 2 shots. They originally said 1-1, I promise you. And Bandego missed the first. If it was 1-1, it would have been done, but it was double bonus, and Aziz calmly stepped up. Kahunas. 3.4 to go.
Here we go.
Oklahoma inbounding from under their own basket. They can run the floor. The baseline, I should say. And they will. They get it in. Oklahoma, they're going to get a good look. Great look. Missed it. Overtime we go. And we're going to overtime in Norman. Ha ha! Let's go. All right,
No
now
Skillings.
no Skillings. I mean, Christ almighty. I kind of want to get back in front of the screen, pop up the waiting room, and watch the end of this game on the big screen. Let's get this chatter intro video up for the people.
This team is, yeah, Reed, you're right. This team, This team is something else. Never easy. It's a battle for 40 minutes and sometimes even longer.
I'm sweating.
I mean, how about that was a way too good of a look for 3 seconds left. I mean, he had a wide open baseline jumper. Holy hell.
You know what that shot reminded me of? Exactly. Moments take me back to other moments in college basketball games. It was Jacob Poland's shot, Kansas State against Xavier in the Sweet 16 years ago. Gus Johnson, Pollard! That's exactly the shot that he took to try and win it and missed it in that situation. And the other team from Cincinnati is given a gift on that little 8-foot baseline jumper. Oh, man. And now we have about 15 more minutes of real time to decide a winner. If you were in charge of the rules committee and could change overtime to one thing to make it a little more exciting, if they gave you the floor and they said, Houdini, put on the judge wig, you could do whatever you want with collegiate basketball's overtime, would you keep it the same 5 minutes or would you spice it up a little bit?
I'd make them go 7-on-7. 100%.
Okay.
So there'd be
I like
14
that.
guys on the floor. It'd be madness.
1 minute, 14 guys on the floor. May the best team win. Team sport. It's more than 5.
No,
All right, Bearcats
I
have
like
the ball
5
first.
minutes.
Lukosius 3, missed it, and Oklahoma has the ball after the first possession at OT.
Keep in mind, I have Lukosius over 10.5 points, and he's been sitting. I think he's got 10. He had 8 in the first 12 seconds of this game. It's unbelievable.
Oh, God.
So we could use a bucket from Lukosius in many different forms today.
Well, Cincinnati's going to be playing catch-up. Down 2 after an Oklahoma dunk, 4:20 to go in the game. Lukosius left wing, Jizzle James. Step back from the elbow, and he knocks it down. Oh, this guy is so filthy. We need to keep John Calipari away from the city of Cincinnati and, quite frankly, wherever in Florida Jizzle James is going to be training this summer. John Calipari can't come within 500 yards of this man. Forget that, 500 miles of Jizzle James. Protect him at all costs because you know Calipari's watching. He's like, ooh, this guy's right down the street?
Oh. No, you're right, but we got to get that rebound. What'd they call? Yeah, we got to keep Jizzle at all costs, man. Those mid-range jumpers, like I was saying last show, you're always like analytics-wise, that's the worst shot in basketball. He is unbelievable at those mid-range jump shots, man.
Unbelievable. I mean, we've been saying all year since literally the third or fourth show of the season that he's one of the best players on this team, and he's been starting to take over down the stretch. Hit a lull there where he looked like a freshman, don't get me wrong. But it's been pretty consistent and pretty telling that Jizzle James is one of the most talented players on this year from day one that he stepped on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
How was your day? Anything special? That's what we're getting to in overtime. Start the stream an hour early.
So, I got up at 7:30, Chuck. Took a
That
shower.
sucks.
Yeah, no, I didn't get up that early, just making sure my bosses aren't listening in.
Okay. I think you're good.
No, nothing too special, man. It was supposed to be like nice today, I thought. It was it warm yesterday in Chi-Town?
It was
Like 70
fantastic.
degrees yesterday.
It was fantastic
Unbelievable.
yesterday. It was about 65 and had a little bit of mugginess in the air, that spring mugginess. And then overnight it started raining. It was another chilly day. Spring is not here yet. It's close, though.
No, not quite.
It's close.
God, but it was grilling weather Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't prepared. I didn't realize it was going to be 75 degrees, but you got to get the grilling materials ready to rock, brother. That's a PSA to everybody listening in.
All right, everyone. So here's what we're going to do. It's
What'd they call?
69-69 with 3:37 left in overtime. Next dead ball timeout, we're going to we're going to give you some information. First things first, if you're a fan of the show, if you've been tuning in all season, thank you. That's the biggest thing. Second, subscribe to the audio podcast if you're not already. These shows drop, not this part where Houdini and I are just bantering back and forth for a game that we thought was going to be over 15 minutes ago, but just the audio portion that we're going to get into after we run this intro video. By the way, Aziz with a foul. Oklahoma's going to the free throw line. Aziz now in foul trouble with 4. But subscribe to the show if you haven't already. Toss it a 5-star review. We really appreciate those 5-star reviews. It helps it get into the universe. The algorithm picks it up and recommends it to other Bearcats fans when they're searching Bearcats. So, from the Bearcats fans, for the Bearcats fans, toss it 5 stars. It's not going to hurt anyone. It's free. Oklahoma's second free throw, missed it. Cincinnati down 1. Seamoss grabs the board. 3:30 to go. Oh, this is going to take an eternity, man. Is Michaela in the background like it's time to go to bed, Houdini? We didn't factor overtime into the equation.
No, she just leaves the house when it gets close like this. She knows it gets volatile.
Jizzle. Oh, he wants this. He's not going to get it. Instead, he kicks it right corner. Day 3 missed it. Oklahoma has it. 3 minutes left, up 1. Why do I feel like we're down 7 points right now?
Well, because when you're dominating the whole game and you let them claw back into it, that's what it feels like.
Got to get a stop here.
They just shouldn't be here, but here we are.
Lukosius ties them up. Possession arrow favors the Sooners. Oklahoma will keep it. 2:42. Whew.
$242. Yeah, this really makes you realize how long 3 minutes is in college basketball at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, there was 2 minutes and 20 seconds when we got on the air. You told the lady, "Yep, I'm gonna take 5-10 minutes to do this little post game show." It's 27 minutes, Houdini, and there's still three minutes left in overtime.
Well, no, that's when you tell like the girlfriend or the wife, like I'm just finishing up this beer to watch the end of this game, and it actually takes 45 minutes. You don't show up till like 2:30 in the morning.
All disheveled looking because the game ended the way it did. All right, Bearcats have it. 2 minutes 30 seconds to go. UC's 4-7 in Big 12 games decided by 5 points or less. You would have to imagine that stat's going to be updated in the next 2 minutes. Day, step back jumper, God hit. Stones from Thomas. Oh, baby. 71-70 UC. No Nick Kirby on the 1s and 2s. He's at Fog Allen right now putting together content, so I'm in charge of the graphics. Let's get this 71, 70. Oh, no.
All right.
Oklahoma scores. Minute 45 to go. Jizzle James. Strong take all the way. Missed it.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
They would have called a foul the other way.
I know. Damn, you got to finish that, though.
90 seconds to go. Wes Miller has 2 timeouts in his back pocket. They need a stop. No threes. Lukosius hand up. Aziz foul.
Come on. That's a bullshit ticky-tack.
Aziz is gone. Oklahoma's going to the line to go up 3 points in the game. And I mentioned Oklahoma's statistics from the free throw line. This isn't encouraging because they are 26 of 30. Good for 86% from the line. So let's just assume that Cincinnati's going to be down 3 points with about a minute to go.
Well, you got Aziz and Skillings both out. I'm assuming they put Jamil in. No
Victor's in a
lock-in.
boot. Yeah. Oklahoma misses the first free throw. That's a big miss. It's a big miss. Minute 19 to go. Seamoss, Day, Jizzle, John Newman.
Two
and
misses.
Jamil.
Go.
Missed them both. It's a big break. Let's capitalize. Here we go. 70 seconds to go. John Newman, top of the key. Lukosius, open three. Spins out. No. All right, 55 seconds to go. Oklahoma has it. One stop. Oh, that was such a good look from Lukosius. I thought we were going to have a repeat call. That's exactly what you wanted.
He's gotten 2 of those today.
Oklahoma missed it. Tapped away. Get the ball.
Shit. Oh, he's
Stepped
out.
on the line. Stepped on the line. Cincinnati has it. 37 seconds to go. Oklahoma 72. Cincinnati 71. Buckle your seatbelts. Buckle your seatbelts. Timeout, Wes Miller. Have you noticed that Wes Miller's a lot more composed? I don't want to say composed is the right word, but a lot more calm than he was against like Stetson and Merrimack, which doesn't make any sense. But the bubblegum chewing, the sweating, the yelling, it's not there like it was in the non-conference.
I'm still seeing it. It might have dialed down a little bit because he probably, was taking off years of his life if he continued that every game. It's a long, long season, man.
Doc said, Wes, you can't be doing that against Stetson, man. Evansville, you got to chill out. It's okay. You could take an OOC loss, although in this case we could. Whew.
I'm just hoping they don't review this and try to overturn it for any reason. Where do you go? So we went with CMOS here down the stretch last couple. Do we switch it up?
Just give Jizzle the ball. Let him operate. Let him make a decision. Why not?
I don't hate that either.
Why? Because he's a freshman?
No, I said I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Let's try to get to the rim.
He's 7 of 13. He's got 16 points, and he's only turned it over. He hasn't turned it over. Why wouldn't you trust the ball in that guy's hands?
That is a big moment. That is a big moment for a freshman, but hell.
I don't care. Whose hands would you rather have the ball in? John Newman or Jizzle James?
No, I like Jizzle in this scenario. I don't even hate Day Thomas trying to create a little bit, but he can get reckless as hell. So yeah. I don't know if I necessarily love that option.
How about Day Thomas's drive in the first half that just got swatted into outer space? Did you happen to see that one?
Yeah, dude, Day started hitting the layups though. The wild layups. He actually made a couple, and then it kind of seems like he regressed. But there was a 0% chance he was knocking that one in that got swatted into outer space.
All right, we're approaching, I think, like the 40-minute moment. Yeah, 35 minutes of us being live. We went live with 2:20 on the clock, expecting to, be around for 5-10 minutes, chat it up before we wrapped it up and did an entire show. And realistically, the show would be over right now had this game not gone into overtime. But this is what we're dealing with. Oklahoma 72, Cincinnati 71. Cincy has the ball with 30 on the shot clock. Aziz Bandago fouled out. Dan Skillings has been out for an eternity. Jizzle James, CMOS Lukosius, Day Thomas. Pick your poison. Who we going with? They're going to give it to Day Thomas to start.
Give Day, and they're probably going to try to get CMOS another shot. That's what it looked.
30 seconds to go.
Coming around.
Here's Jizzle. Nice little behind-the-back move. He's getting some pressure. A lot of dribbling. Jizzle, strong take. Missed the layup. Oklahoma has it. 17 seconds to go. Newman's got a foul. Someone's got a foul. Take away. Oh! Oh! Jamil came from behind like a hyena in the wilderness and tapped the ball away, and they call a foul.
You're going to call that shit on you're not going to call that with Jizzle. There's a ton of contact on that drive. Oklahoma has, 37 free throw attempts? And we have 10 or whatever it is? And you're not going to call that? It's ridiculous.
By the way, Trace and Kirby and all those guys, they're waiting to go live. They're like, directly after the Kansas game, we're going live. You guys are going to have to wait, bub. You're going to have to wait. Chatterbox Bearcats takes precedent over the Kansas postgame show. Free throws good. Oklahoma's up 3. Dude, if we go into double overtime, what the hell are we doing? I mean, at that point, we got to throw up the waiting room screen. Everyone, you can watch the end of this game, and then we'll rejoin. 74-71. Wes Miller calls a timeout. Again, welcome to the chat room, everyone. Now is the time to subscribe to the audio podcast if you can't stick around for the entire show, because we get it. It's late. It's 10:36 Eastern time. We'll be dropping the entire show, win or lose, on the audio podcast app of your choice. Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it, we'll be there. And the 40 Sooner faithful fans in attendance are dancing. Cats fans are sweating. Season comes down to this. 13.3 seconds to go. At least we make games fun, man. We didn't have many of those TCU games this year. We've seen plenty of those in the last few years. These get the blood pressure up, and quite frankly, they're not fun. They're horrendous. I'd rather just lose by 17 points.
I was about to say, I'm not having any fun right now.
I'm not having any fun. But at the same time, you see our fourth topic, I see a light. I see a light. Win or lose, I do see a light.
I see darkness. I see darkness now. After this, man, you got to be kidding me. Give me a miracle.
All right, CMOS will trigger. Gets it into Day Thomas. 8 seconds left. Thomas driving. Got to hit a 3. Someone. Lukosius, long 3. Missed it.
That'll do it.
Damn it.
Man.
Give me a second.
You got
to
be
update the
shitting.
graphics. All right. Hop in the chat. What do we complain about tonight? I mean, a laundry list of things to complain about. This team has to be one of the worst teams in the country at closing out games. Period. 74-71 final. Cincinnati falls to 17-13 on the season. Now 6-11 in the conference. Give me one little opening thought on what you just saw unfold. We'll run the intro. We'll get right into it, and we'll keep the people for not too long tonight because I'm disgusted with what I just saw. Blew the season. Blew the season from the Texas game on. Blew the season from the Texas game on. It's as simple as that.
This
had chances.
Yeah, I mean this was our like 5th must win in a row, and this actually was the must win of all must wins, and we absolutely shit the bed.
Shit the bed. Simple as that. Chuck and Houdini, Chatterbox Bearcats. Roll the tape. All right, Cincinnati falls to 17-13 on the season, 6-11 in the Big 12 Conference as Oklahoma comes from behind and takes down UC in a game we are all too familiar with. HEARTBREAK exclamation point. Heartbreak City in Norman, 74-71. Sooners win it. Houdini, opening thoughts on how this game ended. Just summarize it in one adjective. I know what's coming. Travesty.
Shameful. Disgusting.
Shameful.
An abomination. A crime against humanity. The worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I will not sleep tonight. Season's over. Just a couple descriptors of what happened. Dude, you can't lose. We should have been up by damn near, and they were saying it on the broadcast, damn near 20 points in multiple scenario or points of this game, and let them creep back into it with our same old shit, turning the ball over, And then we started making some pretty egregious fouls on three-point shooters. I think we might lead the country in fouling threes. And then we had Skillings and Aziz foul out, and then we were doomed. And we all saw it coming. Once it got down to like 3 or 4, we knew it was coming. We've seen the story before. We know how it ends.
It's a nightmare.
It
It's
was
a nightmare.
awful. It's
like when
I'm
it's like when
in a nightmare.
you're in the movies, Houdini. You're in the movies, and they're in the log cabin in the woods, and Freddy Krueger's in the corner, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get my 9th daiquiri of the night." You're like, "No, Krueger's behind the cooler. Don't go." That's how we were feeling in this situation. We're like, "No, Aziz, not to the free throw line for the double bonus to win the game." Let's just run through how this one started and how it ended for the people. Kind of stanza by stanza. I know you love that. UC starts great against Oklahoma. There's no doubt about that. They did it in the first game at Fifth Third Arena. They did it again today. They were up 14, energized, hitting shots, really decisive offense. Ball was moving quickly. They were making the extra pass. They were getting good looks. Really looked good. Up 14. Then the turnovers come. It leads to some hesitancy. The hesitancy naturally leads to more turnovers. It was another sloppy fest. OU goes up 1 in the final seconds of the first half, and it was 28-27 at halftime. So UC was up, 16-2 or something like that. Oklahoma comes back. Day Thomas with a massive strip with a few seconds left to give the Cats some momentum and a 1-point lead heading into halftime. What was your concern level like at halftime?
I really thought I was concerned because I thought we should have had, a 10 to 15-point lead based on how we played. That Day strip, I know it was just a 2-point change, but it actually gave us the lead going into half. So I actually felt pretty good. I thought with their leading score out, I thought we came out hot and guys were, shooting the ball well, at least in the first half. We looked like the Golden State Warriors in 2018 to start this game. It was incredible. I was like, holy shit. We're the top 5 team in the country. What's going on here? And then we came back to earth, and I felt good going into the second half. And then we proved it early in the second half and kind of did the same song and dance we did in the first half.
UC goes up double digits in the second half. Oklahoma just keeps chipping away. They get it down to 5. UC has some stops. A Dan Skillings rebound. Cats were up 49-46. Oklahoma's, they're getting back into the game. And Dan Skillings, who I've coined a new nickname for. Here's the Dan Skillings. Wait for it, everyone. I think you know what's coming, Houdini, do you? I think you know his nickname. Inspector Gadget, Dan Skillings. Man, he's got the lanky arms, just sticks out the claw, grabs the ball. He's a machine. He had 9 rebounds in the game before fouling out, put the Cats up 51-46, and it felt like, all right, Cats may be weathering every OU storm in this game. And then what happens? Cincinnati tries to make runs. They go up 6, they go up 7, and every time they do so, they foul an OU 3-point shooter. 4 times in the second half, Oklahoma goes to the free throw line to shoot free throws after a 3-point attempt in which they were fouled. They went to the line 34 times in the game. They knocked down 28 of them. That's 82%. On the other side, UC only shot 11 free throws. That's your difference. It's as simple as that. You don't foul 4 times on a 3-point play, you win. You win.
Some of those were questionable, but we were getting way too close on those guys shooting threes. You can't be that close. The refs, the 50-50 shot, they're going to call it. One of them was a little bit of that NBA Chris Paul swipe through type thing, which I don't know if technically is even a foul or at least a shooting foul. But you can't make those mistakes, and especially, it was Day, it was Newman, guys that have a lot of experience making those types of fouls. Can't have it. And my God, we fell in love with a 3-point shot at some point, and we went 6 of 29. And I'm not even saying they were bad shots. We were getting wide open looks. Skillings 0 for 6, had 6 wide open looks, nowhere close. I think once we got a little bit of a lead, we fell in love with shooting those threes, and granted they were open, but we needed to slow the ball down, slow the game down a little bit, and bleed out the clock because we had the game in control up until the last damn 2 minutes of the game. It's unbelievable to do this so consistently. It's pretty shocking.
Was tied at 53. Consistently inconsistent is coming in. That's the theme of the night coming in from the chat. Cincinnati Bearcats basketball 2024. 1, nitroglycerin pills. 2, please, more alcohol. And 3, consistently inconsistent. It was tied at 53. Jizzle James went on a 4-0 run, capped with a tomahawk slam to go up 57-53. Jizzle James, maybe his best game as a Cincinnati Bearcat, 7 of 14, 2 of 4 from deep. He had 16 points in the game, no turnovers, a couple of steals, an assist. Jizzle James was tremendous for Cincinnati. So the Bearcats up 4. What do? You know what they do. More fouls. Oklahoma chips back into it. Finally, Cincinnati goes down 1. There's seconds remaining in the game. Simas Lukosius, elbow jumper. We saw him hit it against Texas Tech. Missed it this time around. Aziz Bandaogo gets fouled down low underneath the hoop with 1.1 seconds in the game. Originally, ref says 1-1. They go to the scorer's table. I'm like, 1-1. Aziz Bandaogo, 50% free throw shooter. Oh, this is too much. We can't handle this. It was 2 shots. He missed the first one, sunk the second one to the double bonus. Bearcats go into overtime. In overtime, it felt like Oklahoma really controlled, but Cincinnati had their chances late. Jizzle James, a drive, missed it. Simas Lukosius had a 3, missed it. Had an open 3 at one point in overtime that you would have, you love that shot, missed it. And Oklahoma forces Cincinnati into nightmares, A, and B, the Bearcats will not be getting their first back-to-back win streak in Big 12 history, and in fact, they will not be getting back-to-back wins in Big 12 history throughout their inaugural season. That's it. It's not going to happen. Didn't happen in football. It's not going to happen in basketball because they only have 1 game left in the regular season. West Virginia, 74-71, Oklahoma wins.
Did we start that streak in the Big 12 tournament? Nothing I've seen all year tells me that would be the case, but, hopefully we could do something like that. I mean, we're going to end up playing like an Oklahoma State in the first round, it looks like now. So we should hopefully get at least 1 win and then see where we go from there. But you hate to let this one slip away because we outplayed Oklahoma. I really believe that. The discrepancy from the line, 34 free throws to 11.
They're not good, man. I don't think they're good. I think their ceiling's a 9 seed. They're not a great basketball team by any means.
Sure.
So if we're going to go on the road and get these moral victories against 9 seeds, sure, our program has dropped a ton. I mean, before this year, we'd beat Oklahoma the last couple of times we played them. We're the Cincinnati Bearcats. We used to be a good program. Now, shit, we may as well be the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Which reminds me, a Norman no-show. The fans in Norman did not show up for this one. They said on the broadcast, Terry Nelson was like, oh, there's a lot of fans outside at the old fraternity house. Doesn't look like anyone cares about basketball in Norman. It appeared that way. There were less than 6,000 fans in that arena, it appeared. Half full, if that. That's what the Bearcats are drawing nowadays. That's what the Bearcats are drawing because they're getting 10,000 for Iowa State. They're getting 10,000 for Kansas and some of these other games. 6,000 tops showed up for the Bearcats game. I mean, that's what other programs think of us right now because we're not winning games at the end of the day. We're not winning games. We're a team that's now 6-11 in our own conference. So it is what it is, Houdini. When I was downtown Chicago a few weeks ago and there were 9 Minnesota Golden Gophers fans watching a basketball game on a Sunday, and I said, look at these idiots. They look like they're in Gryffindor. They got like scarves on. Like, who the hell likes Minnesota? That's what they're saying about us. They're like, can you imagine being a Cincinnati Bearcats fan and just consistently losing? That's what they're saying about us right now in Norman, Oklahoma. They're not showing up for the game. It's Cincinnati. We'll take care of business. And guess what? They had no business winning that game, and they won them because this team is consistently inconsistent. That's all I got to say.
Wow, the Gryffindor Harry Potter reference. What are you calling the Bearcats? The Hufflepuff now all of a sudden? I see what you're trying to say. I think it's more of an insult to Norman, Oklahoma. Like, what do you mean? You're not going to go? It's your senior night for your seniors? It's not like UC is some trash team. I know we've struggled a little bit here as of late, but my God, show up to the damn arena and support the squad. You're not playing the Minnesota Gophers, brother. Okay, we got a storied program. We've won some big games on the road, and they're like a fringe bubble team. Like they had to win tonight too, just as bad as we did. So I see what you're saying. it's truly amazing to have this many opportunities. There's clearly a flaw with the roster. I mean, we knew that before this game, but to do this so many times in a row, it's like statistically impossible to do. But we come through every time. Well, you do it every damn time. It's amazing. So I don't know what we can do. Hopefully, just another year under the belt with these guys, because it looks like next year is going to have to be the year that we target. And you're right, we got to win some damn basketball games next year, and we got to be in the tournament. God, that's tough. That's tough to watch.
I'd like to recruit some guys that can hit some three-pointers, too. John Newman, 2 of 8 in the game. There was a span where he shot about 5 in real time, 90 seconds. Missed all 5. Dan Skillings was 0 of 6 in the game. Cincinnati as a team, 6 of 29, good for 20%. Here's a little piece of advice from someone that didn't make it very high in the basketball world. I was a manager back in my day. Houdini was a starting point guard for the Elder Panthers, a team that lost in districts. So we have every right to call this out. But my God, if you're shooting 20% from 3, quit taking threes. Newman, dribble. Take 2 steps in. Shoot the 12-footer. Do something. Quit shooting threes, Skillings. Just take it to the rim and throw something up. I mean, Skillings is money around the rim with those tough shots. Good with his pivot foot. Really nice glass game, I like to say. Quit shooting threes, Dan. You were 0 of 6. Skillings fouled out with 13 points and 9 rebounds. That's enough of the statistics in this game. What I want to talk about is, I guess, the positives, if there are any positives. And I've been pitchforks, and I'll continue to be pitchforks, because at the end of the day, it's as simple as this. I see a light. I see a light for 30 minutes of the game. But you got to win basketball games. This is a wins and loss, results-driven business. Wes Miller's getting paid millions of dollars to win basketball games. If it's not going to happen this year, okay. We're giving him the free pass. Not a single human being on planet Earth that has an IQ above 79 wants Wes Miller to get fired. It's as simple as that. What we do want is at some point next year for this team to figure out how to start winning these games and for this not to be a consistent issue, because it was an issue last year. It's been an issue for a minute now. There was a game against Houston last year they should have won. There was a game against, how many years in a row have we ran into these type of games? But it's never been this glaring. At this point, we're watching a team that has talent, consistently inconsistent, but they cannot put the pieces of the puzzle together. And at the end of the day, that's one person's job, right? That's one person's job to finish out these games. That's Wes Miller. He's got to do it eventually, because he didn't do it this year. Did not do it this year. They lost almost every single game by under 5 points, and they lost a lot of games. That's now 13 of them. Hell, Bearcats didn't lose a combined 13 games my entire middle school career. Like from K through 8, they lost 13 games total. They've lost 13 this season. Go ahead. And that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been in middle school, Chuck. Not to age you or myself. Yeah, you're right. It falls on Wes. In some of the games that we lost by, I know, under 5 points, we had 7 or 8 under 5. Some of those were us just clawing back into games, and some of them, for example, the West Virginia game or tonight's game was just a failure from a strategy standpoint and a coaching standpoint. Because once you have that lead, you got to tell your kids to slow it down. We started launching threes, like you were saying, and we're not hitting them. You would have thought it was prime Klay Thompson coming off a screen when Dan Skillings was shooting threes. It was like, dude, you don't have the shot tonight. Stop shooting them.
Tonight, he doesn't have a shot. He doesn't have a shot. I know he looked hot against Kansas and against Baylor and has had his moments. Maybe he figures out a shot, but let's call a spade a spade. Dan Skillings' jump shot is broken. It's broken.
It doesn't look good. Trust me. It looks disgusting. He shoots about 30%, I want to say, from 3. We can fact check that. Yeah, 30%. So, I mean, I don't hate if he's wide open and it's 1 or 2 a game. problem is these guys, I mean, we saw it was the Lockett effect. He hit a couple, and next thing you know, he's firing 4 in a game. And it's like, what the hell are we doing? But yeah, it comes down to coaching, especially when you're blowing leads, right? You gotta, and he's gonna say all this in the presser. We know it. He's gonna say he's pissed off for the 13th time this year. But it's next year or bust, really, man. We're gonna have a ton of. Trust me, the close games aren't going anywhere. You're in the Big 12, and it's only getting more difficult. All these games are going to be close. I don't care who you're playing. You got to figure out a way to win them.
It's a precarious situation to be in because we all believe in Wes Miller. Maybe not everyone, but like I believe he's got the stuff. He's bringing in the right players. Like Jizzle James is an electrifying of a talent that we've seen as a freshman since Devin Downey. Probably just as good as Devin Downey, who ended up being one of the best players in the country for South Carolina. Unfortunately, not for UC. But, like, you see that type of stardom right there. Tyler Betsy's coming in, top 3 recruit in Bearcats history since they started to, keeping track of that in the last 20 years or so, according to 247 Sports. And then Dan Skillings, who's only been playing basketball for however many years and is grabbing rebounds like it's his job. Aziz looks good down low for the most part defensively. CMOS, now Wes is starting to get some talent in the portal. You could see it, and is not striking out with guys like Finnessy and Azipke. So you're like, okay, he's starting to see what it takes to get the job done. He's putting the roster on the floor to compete. There's no doubt in my mind this team is just as good as all these NCAA tournament bubble teams. Wake Forest stinks. Cincinnati can beat Wake Forest. I mean, the list goes on and on with a bunch of these teams. I mean, name a team. Clemson, if they're on the bubble, Cincinnati can absolutely beat Clemson. Pittsburgh, we could beat Pittsburgh. The problem is we're not going to give ourselves a chance to play in March. That's 11 conference losses. No team with 11 conference losses has ever made the NCAA tournament. Fact check me, but I don't think that's ever happened. You still have a game against West Virginia, and then it's going to be 5 games in 5 days if the Bearcats want to make the NCAA tournament, because they're getting the 11, the 12, the 13, or the 14 seed in the Big 12 conference. And I know that people didn't have high expectations going into this year, but it's year 3 of Wes. He's got all his guys, and he's going to finish in the bottom 4 of the conference. Okay, we're willing to give him that pass, but he's got to start winning some of these games soon. And I know that he's going to be saying all the right things at the press conference. We're coming. If you don't see us coming, then I don't want to be friends with you. I see them coming. They're creeping, but they can't be creeping for 5 years. You just don't get 5 years in today's day and age in college basketball. After year 4, if he's not winning games and they don't have a better season than they did this year, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. And I had this whole segment on Wake Forest and how we need to bounce some of these teams out. Wake Forest, get the hell out of here. Ole Miss, Georgia beat him tonight. Get the hell out of here. My entire skit is ruined. It's ruined. I was going to say, why not us? Why us? Why do we deserve to get into the NCAA tournament? The answer is we don't. We had the opportunities. We blew them. Better luck next year. We'll see you in the NIT, everyone. We have some talent. I see a light. But I hope it's not a train coming after us and looking for a new coach.
Listen, I still think this season's been a positive. Like I've been saying from day one, man, we're losing all these close games. You can't say it's a moral victory. Next year, we need to recruit shooters, right? And I know somebody in the chat said, hey, missing open threes isn't a coaching issue. It's his roster. You got to get shooters on the damn team, okay? I mean, we are one of the worst three-point shooting teams I've ever watched in my life. It's amazing. Even today, wide open shots, just nowhere close. So you need to get a shooter, and you need to get a little bit stronger of a scorer, a go-to guy. Jizzle could be that guy. Dan Skillings could be that guy, but you can't risk it. You got to get somebody in the portal. There's going to be a lot of guys available, right? Even in the portal. We got those freshmen coming in too. We're not far off. If we can put that together, easier said than done, I think we have potential to be a very, very good team next year. So that's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Cincinnati has a chance to get the first round bye per Steve Ross, who hops in. Appreciate you, Steve, with the facts. He says that if Kansas State loses the remainder of their games this season, Cincinnati would hold the tiebreaker, and the Bearcats could potentially sneak into not having to play the 5 games in 5 days. But at this point, no amount of wins in the tournament's going to get it done. They got to go all the way. You just can't get in with that 7-11 conference record, even if you beat a Kansas, a Baylor, and then, if you beat Kansas, Baylor, Houston in back-to-back days.
Kansas, Baylor.
Yeah,
they're in.
I don't know. It'd be hard to leave them out, wouldn't it? The numbers would say we should be in.
That would be 3 quad ones. Yeah.
Let's just not get our hopes up. Let's just not get our hopes up.
We haven't won 2 games in a row, dude. We haven't won 2 Big 12 games in a row. The chances of us doing that in the Big 12 tournament, slim. And then really at the end of the day, man, what was I know regardless if UC's in the bracket, we all do this, you have to mark them into the Elite 8. You just have to, because if they get there and you didn't do it, then you're a fraud as a fan. It screws up your bracket every year. But what are the chances this team's going to put together, if they can't win 2 Big 12 games in a row, that if they were to make the tournament, they're going to go on some type of run? I mean, we're a flawed team. So I know getting into the dance is important, but I think there are bigger things to come, bigger goals that we're going for, and we're heading in the right direction. Just win some damn games at the end.
Yep. Wes Miller has said that this team's going to figure it out. He said it last year. They didn't. He said it this year, and they didn't. Because despite what Houdini says about faith and thinking that this team could win a couple in the Big 12 tournament and somehow make it with a 7-11 record, they're not making it. It's over. It's over.
No.
It's over. It's as simple as that. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to beat West Virginia. We're going to rattle off 4 in the Big 12 tournament. We're going to go to the Final Four, and we're going to have live shows in – where's the Final Four this year? That's what we're going to do. Knock on the wood. Talk it into existence, everyone. Bearcats are coming. This team's hot, despite blowing a 14-point lead. I mean, story of the game was the fouls on those 3-pointers. There was a 6-minute period where Oklahoma didn't make a single shot except from the charity stripe. Just boneheaded plays. Whether it's turnovers, whether it's fouls, whether it's situational basketball. There was an inbounds play there that Oklahoma got a great look. It was, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was just bad, man. They just can't close out games. And for the 10th time in Big 12 play, comes down to the last few possessions, and Cincinnati does not have what it takes. Unfortunately, Aziz Bandaogo, the 50% free throw shooter, was at the line there when they needed 2, and he could only sink 1. Here's what I want everyone to do. Go ahead and subscribe to the Chatterbox Bearcats podcast, the audio version, wherever you get your audio podcast, Spotify, Apple. Do that for us. Leave a 5-star review if you enjoy the show. We're running out of opportunities to grow the show this season, but obviously football's coming up, and we got one hot piece of ass named Scott Satterfield that's going to lead us back to the promised land. Ooh, you want to talk about depressing. The other thing I want you to do is subscribe to our show, The Chatter. We have on great guests. We talk about a whole lot of sports and comedy and observational humor, give it a little Cincinnati flair. And it's unleashed, it's unhinged, it's unabashed. We let it rip. So here's that show, The Chatter. This is the little teaser. Subscribe to that wherever you get your audio podcast. And we'll see you after West Virginia for the season finale. Go Bearcats, everyone. Go Cats. Stand by. This may take a second.
We're going to miss you so much. You've done such a wonderful job. Yeah, nice job.
Why do people voluntarily choose to live here?
Let's kick this guy's ass. This guy seriously looks like a penis.
All right, when do we see you back on the air again?
What if I told you that change is inevitable? That dreams come and go? What if I told you that the past paved the way for the present?
That's not very PC. Imagine if it was a one-legged man and they're like, oh, there goes Pogo Stick.
I just waited an hour and a half for this funnel cake.
Home to the heated MySpace Top 5.
I was going to do soup, and then I realized that would make me the biggest douche on planet Earth.
Chuck did take down Miles McBride in a game of basketball.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you guys that dub.
Entertaining guests only.
Are we allowed to cuss on this show? Is that okay?
You're allowed to
Hell
say
yeah.
whatever the
you want, Sean.
There you
You can
go.
say whatever you want.
I'm no GM, but give me Lorenzo Neal on a lifetime contract.
So the fullback position, I like to call it the old onion position.
They're the bad boys of broadcasting.
Instagram handicappers, we're alphas.
The take artist kings of the Midwest.
I'm not worried about the Chiefs. I'm more worried about Joe Flacco.
Telling stories.
I'm scared of the cold tub, man.
Telling tales.
What are you doing, Bob?
You cannot pull a cowboy hat off.
With a whole bunch of chatter.
Now the Halloween guys are like, I don't know what to do. They're like, get big Buzz Lightyear with rock hard.
The Chatterheads have spoken.
You guys are awesome. To be on this podcast, fun. I'll do this anytime. I love this, man.